How's this for a Las Vegas twist? Only 9 teams will likely make it to the grid this coming weekend as Williams faces the grim reality of missing the Grand Prix. After back-to-back crashes across Mexico City and São Paulo, Williams Racing is running out of time, parts, and luck. With damage costs soaring past $9 million, their inventory of spare parts is all but depleted. Even with Team Principal James Vowles fighting tooth and nail to get both cars on track, Williams is facing an uphill battle against the clock. With Williams pinned against the ropes, the iconic lights of Las Vegas may shine on an empty garage, showing the world just how unforgiving Formula One can be. What's truly remarkable, and perhaps shocking for F1, is that missing a Grand Prix isn't even an option. The Concord Agreement binds each team to show up for every race, no matter what. But when the damage is this severe and resources are spread so thin, showing up may mean little more than rolling out a patched-up car for practice, ticking the attendance box but not really competing. The Vegas spotlight, instead of showcasing Williams' resilience, might instead illuminate the harsh realities of racing's financial limits, forcing one of F1's most historic teams to miss out. Formula One is living through some wild times. The São Paulo Grand Prix threw the rulebook out the window, with qualifying moved from its usual Saturday slot to an early Sunday morning showdown, quite literally at the crack of dawn. The reason? Heavy rain was forecasted, leading to a chaotic reshuffle as teams scrambled to adapt. To add to the mayhem, F1 cut the mandated gap between qualifying and the race from 4 hours down to a mere 2.5. Williams, caught in the frenzy, simply didn't have enough time to rebuild Alex Albon's car after his qualifying crash, leaving them in a tough spot. If that wasn't enough of a shake-up, the entire race was moved forward by an hour and a half, something practically unheard of in modern F1. Given that around 25% of the sport's revenue depends on the TV companies, this sudden rescheduling underscores just how disruptive the conditions in Brazil were, challenging F1's usual balance between strict timing and the unpredictable forces of nature. For Williams, the São Paulo Grand Prix couldn't have gone worse. Their rivals at Alpine, who had spent most of the season struggling, suddenly tapped into their samba spirit and found unexpected success in Brazil. Pierre Gasly kicked things off by nabbing 2 points in the sprint, just as ominous clouds gathered overhead, but the real surprise came during Sunday's main event. In a stunning twist that no one saw coming, Alpine's dynamic duo, Ocon and Gasly, clinched an incredible 2nd and 3rd place in the Grand Prix, amassing a staggering 35 points for the weekend, more than double the meager 14 they'd managed across the previous 20 races combined. Williams, meanwhile, had a glimmer of hope when Alex Albon managed to get his car into the top 10 in brutal Sunday morning conditions. Yet, just before Q3 wrapped up, Albon's fortunes took a nosedive with a massive crash, forcing him to forfeit his P7 grid spot, and with it, Williams' best shot at salvaging their weekend. Williams, once teetering on the financial edge, has undergone a significant transformation. The acquisition by Doralton Capital in August 2020 provided a crucial financial boost, stabilizing the team's operations and securing its future in Formula One. This change in ownership marked the end of the Williams family's direct involvement in the team's management. Williams, despite generating an annual surplus of approximately $20 million beyond the $145 million cost cap, faces significant challenges due to restrictions on capital investments in infrastructure. Team Principal James Vowles highlighted this issue, noting that while operational budgets are capped, the existing capital expenditure limits hinder smaller teams from upgrading their facilities to match those of top-tier competitors. Vowles pointed out that teams like Mercedes possess around $300 million worth of equipment that Williams lacks. This substantial infrastructure advantage is locked in, making it nearly impossible for smaller teams to catch up, even if they had the financial means and time to invest similarly. Consequently, while the cost cap aims to level the playing field, the existing disparities in infrastructure investment continue to place teams like Williams at a disadvantage. This situation underscores the need for a more comprehensive approach to financial regulations in Formula One, one that considers both operational and capital expenditures to ensure true competitiveness among all teams. In Formula One, teams are permitted a capital expenditure allowance of $36 million over a 4-year period. Recognizing the challenges faced by smaller teams in upgrading their infrastructure, Williams advocated for an increased capital expenditure to help bridge the gap with more established competitors. As a result, the FIA approved a tiered capital expenditure increase, granting additional spending allowances based on team performance. Ferrari's team principal, Fred Vasseur, explained that this adjustment allows teams like Williams Williams to invest between $6 million and $20 million more than their larger rivals in infrastructure projects subject to FIA approval. This initiative aims to create a more level playing field by enabling smaller teams to enhance their facilities and compete more effectively. However, it also raises concerns about maintaining the balance between financial equity and the competitive advantages of established teams. Williams Racing is grappling with significant challenges ahead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix due to extensive crash damage sustained during recent races. These consecutive incidents have strained Williams's resources, leading to concerns about their ability to field cars for the upcoming Las Vegas Grand Prix. The team is currently assessing the extent of the damage and evaluating their capacity to prepare the vehicles in time for the event. Despite these setbacks, Team Principal James Vowles remains optimistic. He acknowledges that while the recent FIA-approved capital expenditure increase isn't as substantial as desired, it represents a positive step forward for Williams. This additional funding is expected to aid in infrastructure improvements, potentially enhancing the team's competitiveness in the long term. The situation underscores the challenges faced by Formula One teams in managing unforeseen damages within the constraints of budget caps and limited resources. Williams's response to these hurdles will be crucial in determining their participation and performance in the upcoming race. Rookie Franco Colapinto added to Williams' woes hitting the barriers in qualifying and during a safety car period during the Grand Prix, which ended his race. The team has experienced substantial crash damage, with reports indicating that their 3 drivers have collectively incurred approximately $9 million in damages. This figure is notably higher than that of Sergio Perez, who leads the F1 Destructor League with $4 million in damages. Team Principal James Vowles has acknowledged that the primary issue is not financial constraints or potential breaches of the cost cap, but rather the time required to manufacture the necessary components. The team is working diligently to produce the parts needed to field both cars in Las Vegas, but the tight timeline presents a significant hurdle. This situation highlights the complexities teams face in managing resources and logistics, especially when unexpected damages occur late in the season. Williams' ability to overcome these challenges will be crucial in determining their participation and performance in the upcoming race. No team on the grid can simply bounce back from 5 heavy crashes across 2 race weekends, James Vowles reportedly told his team. Our spares can't withstand this level of damage. I was really looking forward to Las Vegas. We were quick there last year, and I'm confident the car would thrive in those conditions. Despite the setbacks, Vowles emphasized that Williams will do everything possible to get both cars on track, fully prepared and stocked with essential parts. Yet, the odds are stacked against them after this costly run. With Vowles' latest assessment, it's highly doubtful Williams will manage to field 2 fully spec cars in Vegas. With every Grand Prix attendance non-negotiable under the Concord Agreement, the team's commitment will be put to the ultimate test. As the lights of Las Vegas prepare to dazzle, Williams faces one of its toughest challenges yet, a battle against time, cost, and a seemingly relentless streak of bad luck. Whether or not they'll manage to field a competitive car in Vegas remains uncertain. What do you think? Should F1 relax the rules to help teams like Williams stay competitive, or is this just the price of playing at the pinnacle of motorsport? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.